Hello everyone. Once again, this is Ramon from Toronto, Canada, of course. And today is a special day because I was not thinking to be where I am right now in terms of viewers, in terms of engagement, or you listening to me. Suddenly, just a few weeks back, I decided to come to YouTube, and here I am today going to talk about Canada and its leader. So, thank you so much, before I start anything, for being with me, for being my inspiration. It matters. To me, it means a lot. So, thank you. Okay. Now, let's go back to what I want to say. Right now, world in general and Canada in particular is going through crisis. Every country is going through this COVID-19 crisis. And everybody, they're trying to face it boldly. Some are doing it well. Some are not doing so well. You know, I know, everybody knows. And in a moment of crisis, everybody looks up to their leader. And right now, for Canada, the leader is none other than Justin Trudeau. We are getting used to look at him, listen to his briefing every single day, sometime around 11:15. And the day he started talking, I think Canada has seen more and more of him. Every time he comes and he talks about his policies, how he's facing it, how he has also negotiated his personal journey when his wife, Sophie Trudeau, fell sick. And then he has the added burden to lead a nation, to inspire everybody. So the question is, how is Mr. Trudeau doing? Now, as I talk about Justin Trudeau, many of you, and most of you actually will know that his father, Pierre Trudeau, was the Prime Minister. He was elected in 1968. Before I move on to him, I just wanted to say a few things about his father. 1968, when he came for election, it was a Trudeau mania all over. Started slowly, and then it was just crazy. The whole country rose up and voted, sent his father to the seat to lead the nation, to lead the government. And then for 4 years, he led a majority government. Guess what? His son today, Justin Trudeau, did come and was in power for 4 years with a majority government. Now, the similarity does not end there. It goes beyond. Right after 4 years, actually, Trudeau and his popularity a little bit nosedived. And as a result of that, in the election of 1972, Pierre Trudeau became the leader of a minority parliament. Guess what? His son, after the first term, also became a minority leader of the government where his party is minority. There are many other similarities. And if you read his father's biography, which I did, right? Just Watch Me. That's the name of the book. Then you will find many of the things that we see today are explained in the book that is written by his father. And why do I say so? Son reflects father. A little bit should be there, right? So today, once again, we are seeing something unique. People are taking keen interest in what he is doing, what he is telling. Now, as a leader, right now, what is he doing? How is he doing? I did an interesting thing. I do run a community group, which is called Bangladeshi Canadian and Canadian Bangladeshi, bringing all Bangladeshi Canadians and beyond together, BCCB. In that today, 3 hours before, right from now, 3 hours ago, I posted 2 polls. One of those polls asked, how is he performing as a leader? I've given 5 choices. Excellent, love it, well done, okay. There could be some gaps, but okay. And then there was possibly good, and then not so good. He's performing below my expectation. And then I also did another poll where I put number of leaders, and especially 2, one from Ontario, one from Quebec, the premiers, and of course the leader of the opposition, Andrew Scheer, and Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister. I asked, who are you, of which leader you are a fan? Now, as I did that, the numbers came out something strikingly different, I guess it's overwhelming. And I will tell you about the numbers that came up, because in that lies a little bit of this Trudeau mania that I talked about in 68, perhaps right now we are going through something like that. Canadians are proud of their Prime Minister. Okay, so the poll came up in that 99% of those who voted, they said that they are fan of Mr. Justin Trudeau. Well done, Prime Minister. And in terms of his performance, 97% they have said either he is performing excellent, they love it, he's doing great, or okay, there are some gaps we understand, but he's doing good. Not so good is 3%. I think for a political leader, it is very telling because usually in times of crisis, leaders are supposed to shine. They're supposed to lead a nation, inspire them. And in that segment, if we listen to what people are saying within the community that I am involved with, he's doing excellent. But really, as a leader, did he perform well? So let's talk about him as a leader. Now, I have to give you a disclosure, which is I haven't prepared any script, and usually in my video I don't create any script. I wanted to speak from my heart. From time to time I'll have some points jotted down, but in this case, nothing I have in front of me. There's a reason, because I really wanted to speak from my heart. And I also have to give a disclaimer. I did vote for him. And in that, I actually didn't vote for the Liberal Party. I voted for Canada. And so, whoever is good for Canada, be it Liberal, be it Conservative, be it NDP, be it any other, of course we should encourage that, or we should vote for that. So that is what I call by saying vote for Canada, not for a party. Now, come back to Mr. Justin Trudeau. In times of crisis, when this COVID crisis unveiled, people are afraid, people are worried, people are stressed. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Not because they may catch the virus, someone near and dear to him, close to him, may catch the virus, or that their job is not secured anymore. There is no income stream. And trust me, about just 5 minutes before this video, or when I started recording, I had spoken to one of the members of BCCB who was telling me whether to apply for CERB, Canada Emergency Response Benefit. She's worried. She doesn't have any income. They're just pulling on. What is going to happen day after tomorrow? And because of their nature, they cannot really go to someone else and say, give me money or give me food. I'm sure many Canadians are finding themselves in that area right now. And at that point in time, Canadians were looking up to their leader, their government, to know, to asking what you are going to do for us. As a leader, we, the simple citizen, will look at him or look at our leaders. We want to be inspired. Could he inspire all of us? I think if you actually look at him and his performance over the last few weeks during this coronavirus, did he score 100 out of 100? Some will say no. Possibly I will also say no, because could we have shut the border a little earlier than when we did? Some would argue, yes, we could have. Is there a national lockdown right now? No. Some would argue there should be. But let's accept the fact none of us are perfect, and so in Trudeau, we are not looking for perfection. We are looking for a leader who will do the right thing. Did Trudeau do the right thing? Now, a leader is measured first and foremost, many things, but out of that, his ability to inspire, his ability to raise the confidence level of the people that he leads. Very important. It's something intangible. Could Trudeau do it? I think he fared extremely well. He not only inspired a nation, he instilled pride in them. And trust me, when I say that, I say it very deliberately, very knowingly and consciously. Canadians, at least the people that I'm talking to, are proud of their Prime Minister. They're telling, I love you, Trudeau. And right this morning, if you go through some of the video, you'll find that there was, and one of my guests was telling how she feels Canada is a heaven. Now, why do we say that? And I think it's more of an immigrant expectation or feelings of an immigrant, because we do come. I myself, I'm an immigrant. And in fact, everybody of us, except for the people of the land, the indigenous people. We all came from somewhere, right? Our fathers, our forefathers, someone down up the road, they came from some other country, okay, and created this beautiful, built this beautiful Canada, right? So my view, actually, when I'm talking, that someone is saying, I love you, Trudeau, I heard from someone who is an immigrant. That's very telling. In terms of inspiration, I have to say he has done an outstanding job. In terms of boldness, a leader should be bold. In terms of crisis, he needs to come out. Now, let's accept the fact Trudeau doesn't do things on his own. He has a cabinet. The cabinet has other people, operational people. They have their teams and policymakers, those who are writing the policies and things like that. We do not expect him to do the legwork. But what we expect from him, we look at him for direction. We look at Trudeau for boldness. And I think in that case, was he bold? I think in one case, absolutely, you have to agree with me. In supporting the Canadians, I think he went above and beyond as of now. Think about the economic response plan, economic response or support system that has been created. In my other video, I talked about what are the types of federal support that has been created, made available to all the Canadians. Not only a segment, but to individuals, to business, to industries, and many more possibly is coming. I don't know how he's going to make it up and how we together, but we will surely. We will all join our hands in supporting in times of need. Today, Canada is standing by us, and Canada is doing what he or his cabinet or his party led by him is doing. So I think in terms of supporting the Canadians, Trudeau came out very, very well. I was reading an article in Toronto Sun. I forgot the name of the author. I might put it in the comment. And I was pleasantly surprised a little bit that Toronto Sun was writing some good things about Justin Trudeau. Usually Toronto Sun is a paper, is a media that toes more line with conservative. I know, everybody knows. So when a media that is not in your side, on your side, usually supports the opposition or the conservative, telling that Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, is doing fairly well, it actually speaks volume. Now, in terms of humility, a leader, something special Trudeau brings to us, which is his humility, his empathy. These are the human qualities that makes a man rise above the worldly things. I think Trudeau, when he talks, he touches the heart of people. He is, and I hope you will be, empathetic. He's listening. It appears when you listen to him, when you talk to him, or every time you watch him, he does care for Canadians. And that's coming across very, very well. A leader that connects with the people is a leader of the people. I think Trudeau shone very well. Now, as a leader, it is also important that for him to give direction to his team. We don't know how he works, how he gives direction, because we are not in his team. We are simple human beings, citizen of Canada. But if the output is as good as it is, then his team must be doing something great. Think about the CERB, Canadian Emergency Response Benefit. Canada Emergency Response Benefit. Let me get it correct. It was rolled out today, and how smoothly possibly it went. In the morning, I took an interview of a Bangladeshi Canadian, Tania Akhtar, and it took her only 2 minutes. Of course, she had her CRA account installed, everything okay. It took less than 2 minutes. Seamless. Behind this, there is a big machinery that is working. So I think the people that are working with him are doing very, very good. Trudeau also inspired right now, the frontline people, the doctors, the nurses, the other operators, for example, essential service operators, and many more. They are working very hard. Trudeau was very careful, very sensitive, very caring to addressing to their need. I think as a leader, he fared very, very well. Was there something that he could have done a little different? I'm sure there would be. I personally believe we could have shut down the border a little earlier than when we did. I personally believe we have to be bold right at this point in time, when we have the example of China before us, when we have the example of South Korea, Iran, we have the example of Italy, we have the example of Spain, we have the example of United States, and then UK. And all of them, they have something in common. The coronavirus curve, it goes slow and then suddenly it shoots up. Suddenly it balloons. Canada is not there yet. I think possibly, many would argue, some strong measures even now. But keeping that aside, and I'm sure he is watching, he is observing how Canada is moving. I hope he will take that decision whenever it is the right time. He is listening to the advisors, to the science, to the doctors. Unlike, well, I'm not here to talk about Donald Trump. I don't know who Donald Trump is listening to, but I'm sure that is also not my business at this point in time, I being a Canadian. So anyway, that is about Justin Trudeau. I think the poll that I ran, based on that, if we were to rate him, A+, A-, A, B+, and all, I think pretty much many right now rated him with an astounding A+. How would I rate him? I thought that should I do it? Here is a silly, a very interesting interaction. I did talk about with one of my team members about rating Trudeau. And I was advised, Ramon, don't do it for blah, 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 this reason, right? Whatever that is. So I asked myself, should I or should I not? And I decided, well, at this point in time, based on the information available, based on what he has done, I am ready to give him a rating. Well, I could be a very small man, almost nobody. But he respects the voter. I am a voter. I am a citizen of Canada that he leads. And I know to everyone, to others, it may not mean anything coming from me, but I do think to him, if ever it goes, and I'm sure it may or may not, it does matter how the Canadian citizens like me thinks. Honorable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, I think you have done astounding. You have done very good. I know that there is nothing called perfection, and so maybe we'll keep A+ for some time later, because he'll be doing more things to make us proud. Till then, I would give him a very strong A. A very strong A right at this point in time, based on all the information that we know, based on the things that he did till this time. Tomorrow, this rating may change. Maybe tomorrow he may take some other decisions we may not like, that may not be in the best interest of Canada. Who knows? So the rating may change tomorrow. But as of today, I have no qualm in my mind to say that he did exceedingly well, a very strong A. Now, a little bit about politics. Let me end with a tone about that. I started with his father, talking about Pierre Trudeau, right? And I'm going to end this session with another example from his life. When Trudeau was minority, after 72, he was in a minority government, leading Canada still. Many actually does finger point at Trudeau Senior in a positive, very shrewd way. Trudeau Senior was an amazing leader as well, who connected with the people. But he became leader of minority, and then the government fell and he called for an election. Some alleges that he designed the fall of his own government so that nobody can blame him, because the opposition at that point in time, they brought a no confidence vote, and it was followed by an election with a huge turnout, and his father came back with a strong majority. I don't know. The politicians always they look at the public reaction. Hopefully, this corona crisis or whatever is happening right now we are facing, it'll come down. When will Trudeau call for an election? Not so fast, but I just wanted to think about that. Thank you so much. And once again, very humbled for you being with me. In my next video, I'll talk about duck food. Till then, see you. Bye-bye. That's to him.